we could watch the Seth video. He made a big video on Elden Ring. It's an Elden Ring review. You guys want to watch the Seth video? Elden Ring review, the Dung Eater edition. Okay.
Hey people.
Hey.
Seth here. The following is highly experimental and may come off as
Wait, is the quality like low, or is that just me?
disjointed or
Okay, I think it was, I fixed it.
schizophrenic. I don't care. Elden Ring, the newest hot release by Hideo Miyazaki of Ghibli Studios, famous for classic animations such as Howl's Moving Mausoleum and My Invader Totoro. From Software have really outdone themselves, as this game features not one, but two crustaceans, possibly even more. Unfortunately, I haven't unlocked the ability to swim, so I cannot confirm or deny that. The game begins, and I make my character. His name? Sambubu. His class, naturally, is wretched. I did originally consider prisoner, but I chose not to. I take
the wretch is, for your first playthrough, the wretch is the choice, because, hear me out, it makes the first, like, hours of the game more fun, because everything you find is an upgrade. It's not fun starting with a full set of gear. Wretch is the play.
The key as my starting item, and live to regret it after I get immediate access to a side dungeon and get run over repeatedly by a speeding train.
Wait, you can do that?
Instead to go the other way. After camping a few times, Melina comes by and offers me an accord. I turn it down because I think it's funny. I then proceed.
Wait, if you picked the sword key, you could go straight to a dungeon in the beginning. What? You also know what I realized, guys, in my first playthrough? Apparently there's like a night boss in the cave where you spawn, but I didn't find that boss. I just straight up skipped it. I don't know, man. I feel like I missed a lot of my stuff in my game.
To kill Morgott and Godric before I realize I haven't leveled up. How was I supposed to know I had to say yes? Miyazaki, just because I'm offered the ability to talk to a woman doesn't mean I'm going to take it. I think that's a symptom of bad design. Conversely, I fell for the oldest trick in a book, the warm embrace of a woman's lap, only to find out 100 hours later it's actually a debuff. What did they mean by this? I guess I'll have to consult a 40-minute lore video to figure out the true symbology behind this item description. I tell you, passive storytelling at its very best, especially when half of characters either disappear, die, or start T-posing during your playthrough. This might bother people.
Honestly, I think it's really cool that they leave a lot of the lore up to like discovery, and like you have to like really like search for the lore, because I think it makes the game more mysterious in a way, that it's like more, I don't know, it just makes it cool, and it makes you want to learn more about the game, right? Which I think is sick. But after I beat Radahn, I was like, who the flipping heck is Radahn, right? And I wanted to like look up the lore and like figure out more about him. I think it's cool, but I know a lot of people don't like it though.
People who believe there's a story, which is the equivalent of finding a bunch of random notes and thinking to yourself, damn, that book was wild. Halo's plot is crazy. Have you not read all the secret terminals? On the bright side, Dark Souls lore channels now have a steady source of bread for the next 4 years. I assure you, you'll know every side character better than your own family. I don't remember which war Granddad was fighting, but I do know Patches. I know that, canonically, he is circumcised. Honestly, I don't judge. I still get to have my wife Ronnie. What I'm criticizing is the involvement of this fat fuck. Celebrated offer, helping to weave the narrative experience. Okay,
Jesus.
Let's see what this dude wrote. Sunset found her squatting in the grass.
Great line, George.
Groaning. Every stool was looser than the one before and smelled fouler. By the time the moon came up, she was shitting brown water. The more she drank, the more she shat. But the more she shat, the thirstier she grew. And her thirst sent her crawling to the stream to suck up more water. I rest my case. J.R.R. Martin is the greatest author who has ever lived. He has also never finished his books. And so, fittingly, From Software has embodied the spirit of J.R.R. Martin by never finishing a single quest line. Elden Ring is an ambitious platformer, and if you disagree, you haven't played the game, because half this game is jumping with a head start, or falling into a hole, into a canyon, into the place you originally wanted to, but accidentally jumped before doing so, adding an extra foot to the height of your fall, which turned it into a lethal descent. There's nothing I love more than jumping awkwardly off rooftops, but how do we spice it up? Archers. You love archers. They're on every roof, and they've got tracking. And guess what? The sewer levels are back. And this time, they're essential to the plot. Yeah, I'm thinking game of the year. Calling them out in your game, Torrent. Absolute genius. So, anybody Googling Elden Ring Torrent gets a bunch of horse pictures instead. I can't wait.
Oh god, I was afraid he was going to start scrolling. I was really afraid he was going to start scrolling there. But thank God he didn't.
Until Elden Ring 2 features the popular and beloved character Codex de Nuvo Pre-Cracked No Virus. But why are we here?
Oh, dude. Oh, wait, I gotta take another screenshot.
Wait.
We're here.
Wait,
Because
hold on. Wait, I didn't
we're
notice that.
hardcore
Wait.
gamers. Take it from me. I've already beaten the final boss. John.
I didn't see that in my first playthrough. Like, maybe I should do a second playthrough at some point. Maybe that could be quite fun, actually, to do.
Elden Ring, so I can give a few pointers. Have you ever used a weapon, armor, fast travel, potions, or opened the world map? I'm sorry to say, but you're playing the game wrong. This game is meant to be played level 1 as a wretch, using a single club, no upgrades. If you disagree, I'll call you a casual. If you ever hear someone talking like this, take pity on them, because this behavior is characteristic of someone who stacks no paper and gets no bitches. This game isn't hard, not because it's not hard, but because video games fundamentally aren't hard. You know what's hard?
Dude.
The circumstances of life, getting a degree, having a stable family,
Okay, this is getting a little bit too real here. Yeah, Jesus.
being born with a baby arm. You're born and one arm develops normally into an adult arm, but the other is this stunted mini child arm, which stops growing at like 3 years of age. So you're this freakish monstrosity. You'll be known around town as Baby Arm Man, and the only job you'll ever have is baby arm stock photo, because it's
What?
harder for them to get a kid to pose for that. It's a lot more convenient to have a malformed monstrosity on standby. Furthermore, I genuinely believe that
What just happened? He just went on like a 1-minute monologue about talking about some person with a baby arm and their whole life.
pattern recognition
What is happening to the game now? Why are we in San Andreas?
is a form of cheating. Your Homo sapiens brain is literally destroying the difficulty of the experience by compensatory adaptation. I hope that people consider this in the future and later learn to recognize that the truest From Software experience would be a lobotomite run, where prior to playing, we perform a frontal lobotomy and sever your prefrontal cortex. Sometimes the only option you have to preserve the purity of your experience is brain damage. Multiplayer enhances the experience. Sometimes you'll see white phantoms briefly appear. These are players from other worlds going through their own journey. Once I saw a white phantom appear, teabagging a dead NPC. In this moment, I knew I was playing a masterpiece. Messages and appraisal are exactly how Reddit users believe karma works. You upvote, and you get actual physical nourishment from the karma. Oh look, a message on the floor.
Oh,
Maybe
you do?
someone out there will tell me something useful. Then you open it and read it, only to see dog butthole, closely followed by Fortnite. According to a true story, once upon a time, Miyazaki's car broke down in the middle of a road. This was during winter, so no help was to be found, when suddenly 3 strangers appeared out of nowhere, sucked him off, and left without even saying a word. And that's how
What is he talking about? How did we go from a guy with a baby arm to Miyazaki getting sucked off in a Civic?
Miyazaki got the inspiration for Souls multiplayer. Gameplay, flawless, stunning, effervescent. Just like Bloodborne was a complex allegory for sexually transmitted HIV, Elden Ring is a rich synesthesia between seeing Swampland and remembering Blighttown, or hearing Leyendell long after you've left the capital, because my ears are still ringing from the sound of those fucking trumpets. Actual real critique. No jokes, no giggles. I think every boss should have a stake of America outside the boss room. Generally, this is true, but sometimes I gotta walk, and traditionally, I do not consider cardio as part of a boss fight. Now, the walks are more generous than any other Souls game, but just because somebody chose to take a smaller shit in my rice doesn't change the fact that it's still there. Inside my bowl, steaming up my Tupperware. I would also have originally said that the death screen is quite long, but then I realized it's working as intended. You see, when you die in PvP, you have no option but to watch helplessly as someone spams point down and repeatedly defiles your your dead body. My
Yeah,
complaints
okay.
are pretty mild. If, like,
Wait, what did it say?
down and repeatedly defiles your dead body. My complaints
That's not. I was just wanted. And then we'll jump out of the planet to land as a destructive meteorite. Yes, my general. Okay.
are pretty mild. If, like me,
Cool,
you
boss
didn't
fight.
realize Vigor has a non-linear scaling, it would have helped immensely to know that going 10 to 20 makes no tangible difference, but 20 to 40 is all the difference between taking a blow
What?
and getting one-tapped by most of a game. I wish
Really?
I knew that at the start. Luckily, this game is very generous with its ability to reroll your character. If you're still paranoid, you can back up your save at no risk. I've done this more than 100 times without issue and recommend you do the same, because
Don't do that, guys. I don't think you should do that.
despite what anybody says, there's a million ways to brick your save. I've done it, I can reproduce it, it's still there. Also, easy anti-cheat is a very good anti-cheat because it's very easy to turn off. My friend may have done exactly that, and more. Tell me, Seth, was he punished? Is he banned? No, some of the later fights have interesting hitboxes. Not like I care. I cheesed through that shit. This game makes you realize the greatest companion you'll ever have
Dude.
is yourself. So why not make a copy?
No,
Lore, before
dude.
continuing, we
Mimic tier is cheating. That's cheating,
have to
man.
stop and talk about the best character in the game. Dung Eater. Loathsome Dung Eater. Ferocious feaster of feces. Devious.
I killed this guy in my playthrough.
Devourer. Dung Eater consumes excrement, feces, shit even, nihilistic, and with a wicked sense of humor. His greatest desire is to eat the poo-poo, and of course, murder you and defile your dead body. I think there's a lot we can learn from Dung Eater, but as a society, we're not yet ready for that conversation. Builds. There's many builds. Strength is terrible until you realize you can power stand.
No, strength is OP, man, because all these mother effers do is they do jump attacks, okay? I watched Asmongold on some of his kills, and he's literally just jump attacking, and it does like half the boss's health and damage. It's so ridiculous. It's
and
so
through the entire
insanely
game
ridiculous.
And block everything else with barricade shield for 0 stamina. Going strength, unfortunately, puts you at the highest risk group for naming yourself the Black Swordsman and
Okay.
cosplaying as your favorite slice of life anime. If I see you doing this, I'll summon you intentionally so I can kick you for my world. Dexterity. Do you enjoy katana?
Any dexterity chats? Dexterity is the gameplay for true Giga chats. Let's be honest.
How about double katanas, each one longer than the last, using realistic, historically accurate
Yep.
sword techniques from feudal-era Japan? What about
True.
epic PvP compilations? Say no more. Get a river of blood today. Intelligence. Some would say a great deal of their enjoyment comes from
Intelligence is for losers, man. Let's be honest.
learning the moveset of every boss. A rhythmic dance between sword, swipe, and parry. A lethal symphony. Silenced only by death. Others would disagree. I'm confident that if you ask any player running sorcery what's their favorite boss, they'll recoil in surprise and say, I don't know any. I just sit at the back and spam Azure Comet. Faith. Incantation.
Yep, exactly. Like, what is that? Okay, like, brother. Brother. Okay, like they're so broken, man. Like, how can they just do? How can they do that? Like, it makes no sense, man. Fucking hell.
Are very good. Abusing the animation of Catch Flame to cast them instantaneously is even better. And before you say it, I know. It's working exactly as intended. You know what else is intended? This. Also, this. And this. My greatest enjoyment of this game, beyond the exploration, the richness of the graphics, and the scale of the world they made, has been abusing every mechanic I possibly can before it gets patched out. And so, inevitably, I have taken to abusing other players. You might call them humans. I call them people who use Moonveil unironically. And thus, I feel no remorse for any of my actions. In summary,
Elden Ring PvP seems so broken, man.
Elden Ring attracts many different responses. Some fillet the long shaft of FromSoft endlessly. Others hate it because of their own incompetence. Walking manifestations of a Dunning-Kruger effect, these people believe that failure is not their own and somehow inflicted upon them by the universe. You can't be bad at video games, as video games are merely a subject matter. No, that is a deficit in your cognitive ability, something that likely plagues you in every aspect of your life. In summary, If you're bad at video games, you're bad at life. You've got a smooth brain and a low IQ. Your fate is to be a grunt in the New World Order. And then there's others, like me, who are quietly waking up to the fact that maybe
I one-shot this boss, by the way.
we should have never dropped those bombs to begin with. I guess what I'm trying to say is Elden Scrolls 10 out of 10 garbage. I love it. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. If you're interested in some merchant multiplayer, password FUGHUNT goes in all fields. First 52 invade get a 15% off their first month of FUGHunters.com, the official sponsor of this video. And now, allow me to conclude this presentation with some calming visuals. Rest assured, most of the things seen here can no longer be afflicted on another human being. A warm thanks to the many members of a Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful.
Is that his Patreons? He's just like... Drrr.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Get out of here with that shit.
That's all his Patreons?
Yeah. You don't know me and you don't know I'm going through, so fuck you and your lame ass point of view. That should have been my whole mission from the start. You put it together, I tear it all apart. What? Gotta get mine, stepping through this minefield. And what's not mine becomes mine. You mine? That's the way I gotta take it from the fans. Put a price up on the fans, I put let up in the stand. It doesn't matter who the target is.
He has a lot of Patreons. Holy cow.
That's the way I gotta market it. Marksman, mercenary, making all your hearts skip, and I can turn you into parts quick.
That's a lot.
Oh my god. Because they couldn't take the bleeding from the beating, yo. So you might want to shut your mouth before you
he's phoning these guys.
Headed down south. Your mama brought you in. I'm gonna take you out.
Is this Patreon thing gonna go for 3 minutes straight? Oh my god.
You down to hell, you can burn like out. I'm gonna make it clear. I want
it's both sides at like 80 kilometers per hour.
Doubt. I told you I'm here, it's my only route. So you can stick around because it's gonna be a thriller in this world.
Insane.
No other option for a killer. I just gotta get the cash, gotta get the dough, gotta get the cash, gotta get the dough, gotta get the cash, gotta get the dough.
Dude, this PvP seems so broken, by the way. He's literally just one-shotting everybody with like a little like sword beam thing. He has 10k sponsors? Holy cow.
So nice for laying them. Slice, dicing up some mayhem. Gotta keep it light in this dark world of gray.
He's just sitting down and he's dying.
To the back or a slap to the base from the clap of a gat. Strapped to your waist, plastic to your
It's all been patched down? Okay.
Feel the tragic collapse. I say this pretty serious. So maybe you should start
12k per video on Patreon? Jesus, he's chilling.
I'ma have no other choice but to leave your whole fam hearingless. Yeah, that's how really real it is. I care about
he
my
is
pockets,
chilling,
not
man.
about your feelings shit. So when I kill you, man, it ain't personal. It's just the only way I still can make a grand. Understand what I'm talking about? Get the picture.
Yeah, he's just one-shotting all these guys with broken builds, man.
You don't want to be around when these dogs start barking out.
Yeah, I know, it's just broken PvP builds. He's just watching it.
Unless the fucking target's out. That's the way it goes. That's the only way I know just to make my dough. Gotta get the cash, gotta get the dough, gotta get the cash, gotta get the dough.
This is just broken. It makes Elden Ring PvP seems fun, but also really infuriating. Like, you just find someone with like, you know, Moonveil or something, and you just get one shot. You know? It takes a lot of time between each video. I mean, yeah, if you are like a person like this, you have to kind of have your videos pop off too, right? For it to be sustainable.
You can keep your justice, man. I got my justice right here. Gotta get the cash, gotta get the dough, gotta get the cash, gotta get the
Damn. Good video though. Good video, man. Is there something gonna happen in the end here? Wait.
Yep, that's all I needed, baby.
It's amazing.
Calling Hideo Miyazaki at 3 a.m.
What?
Hello? 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 Hideo Miyazaki?
不用7000万看我的掉线，要大家到70倍的，那么靠来干嘛干？都有。
What the hell? Jeez. Alright, I'll link the video in the chat, guys. Good video. I feel like this entire video was literally just a fever dream. Like, I feel like I just watched an entire fever dream of a video. But regardless, though, that was good. I'll link it in the chat, guys, if you guys want to watch it. Go give some support to Seth. And there's the video, man. Most of his videos are... Yeah, I've seen some of them before. I've seen a few of his videos. They are all, like, just... Yeah, like fever dreams. Basically, right? That's how it is, dude. Seth is the dude. It's a good video, though. Good video.